I do know that as far as like kicking it off with North Korea, I don't think we're just gonna go in and just start fucking shit up like everyone has these fears. That's what's gonna happen for many reasons, and one is like I know Trump's kind of a hothead and he's kind of an idiot, and I think we can all agree on that. That doesn't make me support the other one. Just let me clarify, because I think Hillary's a see you next Tuesday. I can't stand that bitch either. So,
can you elaborate? What does that mean?
She's like, I can't believe that she ran for president.
Gotcha. Got it.
So, I mean, we all know he's a hothead, and we all know he's not the brightest person, but I do know he's at least smart enough to not kick things off with North Korea, just because that could escalate into something bigger. Now, I know someone brought up, like, well, what if China comes to their aid? China has enough economic problems, and you have to look at, like, where those countries are economically as far as a war is concerned, and whether or not they're going to come to the aid of somebody else. Is Russia going to come to their aid? That would be the only person I'd be worried about, but I doubt Russia really doesn't want to go toe-to-toe with America, because as much shit as they got, we got just as much, if not more. And it would be like we would just it's basically like two the big dogs in the yard just going at each other. No one's going to win, and you're both going to be leaving fucking hurting, you know? Like it's no one's going to fucking win.
Yeah, gotcha.
And no one's dumb enough to do that.
So what do you think the chances are, because Trump's talking tough right now, what do you think the chances are of maybe like some strategic bombing, like knocking out maybe where they have some of their nuclear facilities and stuff like that?
Absolutely. I think there's like...
I think that's probably the best chance?
That's absolutely is the most likely thing that's going to happen. I mean, let me use the Obama administration, for example. For the longest time before I got to work and where I work now, I thought Obama was the biggest spineless, like, you know, pansy around and just wouldn't stand by it. But what was happening is what he was telling the media, one thing, like saying, hey, you know, we're not going to be sending troops in, we're not going to be doing this, that, and the other. And then behind the scenes, he's throwing out all kinds of airstrikes and all kinds of shit going on behind the scenes that no one's ever hearing about. Mm-hmm. And because it's Obama, like, the media isn't going to cover it as much. Yeah. It's not going to be newsworthy as if it was Trump.
Yeah.
So it turns out he was fucking shit up and has been fucking shit up for a long time in these places against ISIS, where we all thought he was spineless.
Oh, no. Yeah. He was using drones like crazy.
Oh, my God, yeah. It insane. And with Trump, that's exactly what would happen. He's not going to send... I don't think he's going to send troops in. It's not going to be a ground war, because first off,
right,
you do that, then you kick off something way bigger than what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Secondly, you do things under wraps like that with drones and precision strikes that you can, you know, disable some of their shit without anyone being the wiser, just them. They're not going to report that. First of all, they're not going to report to their own country and to the media saying, hey, they got in between you know, behind our lines undetected and they fucked our own shit up, blah, 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 blah. They're not going to want to show any kind of signs of weakness, right, especially if you're a what's the word? You're not a psychopath, but a
sociopath.
So especially if you're like a fucking sociopath like that dude.
Yeah.
You know,
because I think they have their population believing that they're just as powerful, if not more powerful than the United States militarily, right?
That's completely delusional. All their stuff that they've been testing.
Well, right. I'm saying that's what their population thinks, though. I mean, that's kind of...
It's really sad that enough people believe that to where that is a thing, because their stuff is so out of date. They can't reach anywhere near what people think they can. Like you were talking about those the missile, the flights of the missiles at ICBMs,
right? That
if they launched and where it could reach, and man, their shit's so old and so outdated. Like, they'd be lucky to even get close to our coast.
Mm-hmm. So supposedly they have everything but ICBMs, right?
Even then, their stuff is really fucking... I mean, we're talking like shit from the 80s that they're using.
Yeah, but they could hit South Korea and Japan.
Yeah,
pretty easily.
They could do that.
So if we do some strategic strikes, what do you think the response would be? You think they'd try to lob some missiles at South Korea?
Like, as if they're... All right, well, I'm a sinking ship now. Who can I drag down with me, kind of thing?
Right, or just that guy's nuts. So I mean, who knows what he's gonna do?
I think that's a problem.
Or do you think our bombing hurts them so bad to where they can't do anything?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it all really depends on how precise and how successful our strikes are going to be if we would ever do that. The thing is, I don't know if they want to go, if they're a sinking ship and go off against South Korea.
Right.
The thing is, Trump's already shown use of force, and in the military, that's the term that we use when, like say if there's a crowd rioting, right?
Mm-hmm.
We want to come out and we're making steps in unison. We're shouting and replying in commands in unison. Why not? Not because it looks cool, because it's intimidating. You know, it's a form of intimidation. When you show a use of force, you have your riot shield and your batons out there against the crowd. It's supposed to be like, okay, most people are going to be thinking twice.
Mm-hmm.
With him dropping that big Moab, you know, that 10.5 ton bomb in Afghanistan, it shows like he's not afraid to, you know, go past where a lot of presidents wouldn't.
Right.
So that could have him thinking, you know, okay, this guy's a little bit nuts too. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck with U.S. Maybe I don't want to fuck with South Korea because they are allies, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. Like the way Trump was talking, like maybe he's trying to get Kim Jong Un to be like, "Holy shit, this guy's gonna bomb my ass. I better, you know, get in line here," because Trump's talking like no president has ever talked before when it comes to stuff like that. I mean, he was saying like, there's a good chance we're gonna have a major conflict with North Korea soon, and like, who says that, you know?
Showing all your cards.
Yeah, it's like. So another thing about North Korea, I heard, even if they decided to invade South Korea or try to do something, they have almost no oil, and they'd only be able to mount an offensive for about 10 days. You heard anything about that?
Well, yeah, I mean, they have zero resources. I mean, if they're struggling to feed their own damn people, how the fuck are they going to fuel on their own war? Like, I mean,
Right.
they just don't have the resources for it. They have the resources for one last, like, dying, like, what was that shot on Call of Duty when you're dying and you pulled out the pistol? Do you remember that? It was the final stand or whatever?
Yeah, I forget what it was called. Yeah.
Yeah, he has one little final stand. That's all he would have.